Welcome back to GameStop Hometown Heroes. Let's take a look at what happened in our first couple matches. Black Adam versus Batman. Showtime versus Dr. Zod. Now we saw a huge comeback with this. Batman, look at Showtime going to town against Black Adam, but everybody online's going, okay, better learn this matchup. And watch the spacing from Ominous. Oh, that breaks my heart as a Catwoman player. He read that. He read that. It was on the wall. Now look at this. This Supergirl coming from DrGoodBear continues the onslaught with the cross-up against Black Adam and finishes the round. But this Black Adam from Cat was just way too much for Boy Toy, and he's able to get the victory. Some good matches so far from our friends over in Dallas, and the action's going to continue as we move forward in the bracket. We want to hear from you guys online. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook, ESL Injustice, and use that hashtag Hometown Heroes. Our matches are just about ready, so let's kick it back to the commentators, Dustin Kane and Evan Hashimoto. Gentlemen.
Boom. Thank you very much, Mr. Gray. So you were actually right. In that instance where it was Showtime versus Drew Zod, it was Showtime that had the one bar and Zod had just spent his.
Oh, okay.
So if Showtime literally would have clashed, I mean, It doesn't matter because Showtime won the set, but it was just like a really weird situation where like there was no reason for him to not, like, did he forget he had it? I don't know. It was weird.
It must have been something like that, or he dropped his entire controller or something.
Yeah. Well, let's take a quick look at the recap for Chicago, as it was Tweedy winning the week of 3 as to the absence of Perfect Legend, who was at CEO. We also had Playing to Win coming very close, and that is your top 4. Burrito Voorhees also was at, not Conbreaker, CEO, and then Mr. Hectic Gamer rounding out your top 4.
And in New York, we had Nyx winning this week's cup, which is going to put him up to first place again. That was his second cup in a row that he won. Cosner took a second place, moving him up into the top 4, but Kevin Man still sitting tied actually for second place with Kinetic Predator, who did take third for this week.
Boom.
So it's a lot of the people that we've been seeing, a lot of returning faces, and we're really starting to see some names that pop out.
Yep, but that is going to bring us now to our next match of the night, which is going to be HandySavage versus DrGoodBear.
Now this should be an interesting matchup because this is a matchup between two characters that are very mobile. It's going to be almost undoubtedly Catwoman versus Supergirl. And a lot of Supergirl players don't like this matchup because Catwoman challenges her zoning style, but as we've seen, DrGoodBear is a very offensive-styled Supergirl player.
I really like his Supergirl.
Me too. It is very fun to watch. But I'm also a really big fan of HandySavage.
I am too, which is why I gave him a lot of stuff for losing that match 3-0, especially after he was running his mouth. But you know what? That happens. Sometimes it happens.
It does, and now he's got to prove himself if he wants to get that run back with Ominous. He's got to make it through DrGoodBear. But he's a good player. He's been doing well in some other tournaments. I believe there's an online tournament called the Fight Club, or the Fight Club Weekly.
Hold on,
and he's been doing very well in those.
I really also want to say that you talked, by the way, the whole time through the intros. But the S on Supergirl's chest is really funky and weird, and then I love the whip and gear from HandySavage's Catwoman.
The whip and the claws on a lot of the Catwoman gear are super cool.
Yeah, because they changed their like phosphorescent. Is that right?
Sure, dude.
Yeah,
sure.
I think so.
They are glowy.
I was trying to not sound like an idiot, but yeah, I guess. And multiple armor back 3s being blocked by DrGoodBear. Good patience as well with the zoning, and here's the start. Jumps to get Handy towards the corner now.
I'm not sure if that was the ender that he wanted to use. Maybe he was trying to set up that chip trait, but ooh, nice pickup.
That overhead is done so well for DrGoodBear.
Oh, he just dropped into mid-low. And all of these weird mix-ups are definitely overwhelming his opponents. HandySavage right now, one hit away.
Oh, he goes for the unblockable barrel, but gets tagged.
I can knock you down all day.
As the startup frames were not fast enough.
DrGoodBear has a really cool style.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, so I personally don't know a lot about DrGoodBear, but I really want to know more. I know he's from San Antonio.
I want to know more.
I do. I want to know what his experience is, what his history is. Exactly. He's really one of the favorite players that I've seen literally this point. I love Supergirl. I love this offensive style, and he's just making it work. He's killing it.
Oh, my goodness. What an air dash to escape in a forward 3 now.
First time out, kid? No, I'm battle tested.
Ooh, she's battle tested.
She's not that battle tested though. She like flew to Earth and then she's been hitting
She's
for
like, yo, what's up?
Yeah, she's been in like 3
What's up?
fights.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, nice catch right out of the air. Handy with a chance. It's gonna be tough.
Oh, I like that corpse op.
He's gonna grab again. Oh no, he's not. Oh no, he's just getting landed on.
That actually could have been the kill. Instead, he's gonna pick him up again.
Yep.
Oh no!
Wait. Drops the combo.
Don't kick the cat. Ever.
What did she say?
I don't know.
Don't kick the cat.
It sounded like she said that, but that's just like okay. And that was almost definitely guaranteed.
So
right
I'm
there.
really curious to know that if Supergirl actually does her full trait where she walks forward with the eye laser,
right.
I wonder if Catwoman can hold the back 3.
Yeah. Oh, that. She,
and
I
like,
believe, cannot for the entire duration, but it
well,
depends
not
on
the
the
entire
range.
duration, but what if she holds it for like the first couple frames and then she lets go, because that also low profiles everything.
I think what she can do, which is also something that she can do against Deadshot's low guns, which is really weird, is you back 3 under the first hit, and then as soon as it's about to end, you meter burn it, and it absorbs 1 hit on the way, and then you actually punish them for using it. So I believe she can do the same thing. I'm not 100% sure what the exchange is with that trait laser, the walking laser, but maybe HandySavage.
It's just an interesting interaction that I would like to see. Yeah, Lab Monsters, let us know. Is there a way the Catwoman can get under that full trait from Supergirl? Hook me up with some knowledge.
Yeah, tweet it to us at ESL Injustice on Twitter. Or of course, either of us will be checking our Twitter in the break.
Just give it a nice.
Ooh, that actually crossed up, although it was a punish. It would have been cool.
Yep, jump 1. Now good damage here for Handy. He has a chance. Looks like he may just take this first life bar before losing his own, and he does. Handy, very good adaptation.
Hear me roar.
I like it.
All right, nice whip trip. With that whip trip, she's got to use that more, or he's got to use that more. Yeah, it's honestly a really good spacing tool. It used to be very minus in Injustice 1, but in this game, it's really safe.
Goes for the restand, neutral, goes for the check, and he lands it.
And this should be a lot, not quite enough to kill, but 1 mix-up away, which could be a throw, could be an overhead, could just be chip.
It's going to be down 1 into trade. Wait! Oh, no, this is not what you want to happen. Free damage for Handy, but no, gets denied.
Yeah, the walk-back whip punishes have been very, very good from DrGoodBear.
Dude, he's so good. And so are those unblockable barrels.
DrGoodBarrel.
Ooh, I like it. Good conversion. This is looking like a very different HandySavage now. We're starting to see him come back into form of at least how I've seen him play, which is very solid. It's weird to see him kind of playing like this, dropping combos, not playing as well as he would like.
Oh,
and there's another drop though.
That was a very unique spacing for that to have whiffed. He needed to delay that a little bit more.
3 cat scratches, available. Gonna get frozen now. There's no meter on either side. However, Handy does have option to clash. If he gets hit 1 more time, I feel like that's when he's gonna let it rip, but this chip is now becoming an issue.
This might not be quite enough, just
ever so, and he tried to teleport, but he caught him with the back 3, and Handy ties it up. 1-1.
1-1, yeah, he definitely looked a lot more solid kind of going into the end of that game. Like maybe he's finally getting back into his groove.
That's true.
But it was looking a little bit rough. His defense is definitely getting a lot better. And one thing that I have to say about HandySavage's playstyle that I really like is he's really good at getting meterless combos. One string that not a lot of Catwoman's use. It's mostly been him, and I've seen a lot of it from Star Charger. Is 3-3, I think back 2, or maybe 3-3-2, which it's a meterless combo starter that does a ton of damage because you get a free back 3 after it. And it's just a good hit confirm string.
Okay.
Nice, good usage of the back 2.
Yeah, that back 2 is such a good tool.
We haven't seen too much back 2 just in general from him.
No, not from Handy. We saw quite a bit of it from Star Charger. Yesterday. Yes.
Yes,
the IPS online North America West region. Yeah, we saw. Or no.
Yes, you're right. It was last night.
It
was last night on the IPS online tournament for NA West, and we did see Star Charge.
Yes, we did. That's right.
He did very well, although couldn't quite close it out against Peanut, even though he had a 3-0 lead. But right now, we're watching HandySavage. Oh, yeah, you're right. If you had 3-0 lead, that would be really hard.
Let's just stop talking about anything other than this match.
All right, well, right now, DrGoodBear again with one of those huge
I love the stop. DrGoodBear was walking back, and then he just stopped as soon as Handy did say, I don't need to back up anymore. Okay, corner position now for Handy, and he, oh, man, jumps himself into the corner, eats the wake-up.
That's a very scary wake-up. It hits on both sides. You can meter burn it to make it safe, and honestly, a lot of times it catches people off guard, and SuperGirl gets a full combo from it.
Yeah, this is looking very grim for Handy. Although not too grim, actually. I'll retract that. He still definitely is in there. He has a chance, but just the way that DrGoodBear is playing, he almost has an answer for everything Handy has done.
Yeah,
that was a reset.
And look at that damage. That is where SuperGirl gets a lot of her damage from. It's her lowest damage scaling combo starter. It's her meter burn teleport,
which also happens to be her one of her most unsafe moves.
Yeah, it's true. And you really can't combo into it.
As if.
A little bit of life back from HandySavage, but this is honestly a spot where zoning could work really well for SuperGirl. I don't think he's going to because it's just not his style.
Air to air finally takes a life bar, but
you might get robbed.
GoodBear has Clash available now. He has a bar of meter to work with. Handy pretty much out of resources altogether, and that's going to do it. 2-1 lead now for DrGoodBear. My goodness.
Yeah, he is honestly making it seem like SuperGirl has more damage than she does. Like, we talk about her having low damage. She doesn't have that low damage. There are people with less, but it's not very significant. And what he does is he takes the damage, and then he always gets a really good Oki situation, which most of the time opens up to at least more chip, a throw, some sort of little other stray hit, if not another full combo. So overall, he's not just taking the damage. He's taking the damage and then really abusing the Oki.
Yeah, and with that, he's also just doing a really good job of not really playing that unsafe. He's not throwing out a lot of random teleports. He's not taking risks that he doesn't need to take. And for that reason, I mean, he's really one of the best SuperGirls I've seen.
I agree. I've seen quite a few good ones. We've seen actually kind of a lot of SuperGirls, surprisingly. Mostly in the online tournaments. We haven't seen too much success from her in any of the IPS events.
Yeah. Oh, but what a check on the cat dash with a full trait, but now here comes Handy.
All right, nice blocks the fake cross up into the actual normals, and good back three.
Meter burn back three to counter the meter burn back three. And still coming in with pressure and good checks. Wow. DrGoodBear. Doctor's in the house.
He is very good. All right, take some free chip. Nice. Good down one in the trade. That's a lot. Look how much damage it does just alone. 300 damage-ish.
Well, I mean, it still had more to go.
There we go. There's the meows. That's actually really hard to react to her projectiles. Not easy. Oh, gets the freeze. This should be death. Get the air throw. No. Oh, wow. No, it wasn't. Why did that do such little damage?
Did it start with a down two, or am I wrong?
I think you're wrong. I think it started with a meter burn freeze, but I don't think it wasn't held the entire time. So you can actually meter burn any of the hits of her freeze breath, and if you wait longer, it does more damage overall. Oh, and this is good Oki.
Oh, Handy.
Don't tug on my cape, then quit yanking my tail.
That was actually pretty good. So GoodBear now forced to burn 3 bars of meter and just throws a laser out of her eyeballs.
I love that win pose, that little in-between round win pose. She's just so mad.
She's like, I'm so sick. She's like, ah!
And that's pretty much how DrGoodBear's playing right now. Oh, goodness. Struggle, what
Bringing
was
it all the way back. Wait a second.
It was like a laser trampoline.
It was. Handy does have a bar of meter, and he has Clash available. Any hit here, he could immediately nullify any of the momentum. Is he going to Clash? No, he's not. 2 bars now. Handy is playing with fire. That's a grab. He may not get another chance to Clash. And that's That's going to be the clash, but only 1 bar to spend now. He could have stopped the bleeding much longer ago.
I don't even know if he's going to spend it. He might want to keep it. Oh, he did get back a little bit of life. I think that's dangerous. Now, if he gets the connection, he's not going to have the meter to get the full conversion. He might not be able to kill. On top of that, he doesn't have any trait scratches.
Oh, that air jumping could have really helped. Gets caught. There is that interactable. If Handy could possibly get to it.
Oh, that could have been a whiff punish.
This is so very tense. Gets the trip. Gets caught with the overhead. Wait a second. Goes for the teleport. And that's it. Handy ties it up 2-2. And we just talked about how DrGoodBear does not play risky. And he took a risk at the very last second. Ended up not paying off.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was an intentional risk. It wasn't even the meter burn teleport. It was just the normal teleport.
Yeah, it was
so
just a
it wouldn't have killed. I really question that. I wonder if maybe he was trying to do some sort of like, I don't know, forward 2 or some sort of weird input right there and just messed it up. But regardless, it was in a situation where it very potentially could have hit. So really good reactions by HandySavage to block that in time. And yeah, now this is a much closer set than it seemed like it was going to be at the start.
Yeah, and I really like to see Handy coming back into his own, but still, I feel like there's just mistakes that he's making that he doesn't need to make. I mean, for instance, clashing so late, he almost cost himself the set.
Yeah, it was very, very close. Honestly, it was smart. He might have intentionally taken that one too, because if he had just blocked it, he would have been chipped. But the fact that he got hit by it allowed him to clash the second hit of the Mirror Laser. Oh, what an uppercut anti-air! Let's pull it right out of the air. Might have been a conversion if there was any sort of meter for Savage, but it didn't, or sorry, for DrGoodBear. Didn't have any until now. And neither of these players using really too many interactables in general.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. Catwoman has access to that bear trap, and it is so good for gadget characters.
It is, and the, I don't actually know what it is. It's the gas tank behind it, whatever it is, that gigantic metal barrel.
Yeah.
It is really good for power characters because it's almost a guaranteed hit. It covers almost the entire screen, and it's unblockable.
That's a really good point that you've actually brought up, is we honestly have not really seen that many interactables, just in general.
I agree. Even from a lot of really good players, I feel like they're not really at the level where they're using interactables quite as much as they could be. Even in things like CEO, we saw players not taking advantage of background bounces, not really taking advantage of any of the really good interactables.
Agreed. I mean, the game is still, I mean, ridiculously young, but
right. It's just levels upon levels.
Tug on my
layers.
cape, then quit yanking my tail.
Or levels, I guess.
Yeah, either one. There's a synonym. But actually, we just had Chris Negrin was talking to me a little bit before this, talking about
Who's
how he's our friend, about how when you're learning a character, you have to build it from the ground up, and basics into higher level stuff, and higher level stuff is interactables, but you got to start with the basics. And here we go, HandySavage.
This is looking, yeah. I mean, literally, we just took 2 seconds to talk about something else, and Handy has built this massive life lead. Now, GoodBear is going to take it, but with a bar and 5 cat scratches, this could be death for
DrGoodBear
and a comeback for HandySavage. Speaking of interactable, finally use one, dashes up.
Scurry away, little mouse.
The most minus on block cancel I've ever seen, but he was waiting, respecting it. It's very hard to disrespect it. Oh, here we go. This is the potential of a comeback started. DrGoodBear and his really good Oki. What's the first mix-up he's going to do? Down one. That was
block.
Maybe a little bit expected.
Nice check. Gonna burn it. Very plus on block. And there it is. Meter burn back 3. HandySavage coming back multiple times in the set.
I feel like that was really a comeback in the set in general. I feel like it was control of DrGoodBear, and HandySavage, he slowly more and more got comfortable. He started blocking all of the Oki much better. He just in general just started playing more solid, stopped dropping combos, and it worked out for him.
Yeah, that was man, that was crazy because it looked like DrGoodBear had control of the entire set. Even in the one game he'd actually lost, I mean, it wasn't too far out of his grasp.
Right.
But then Handy, in the very last game, I mean, honestly, just went all out, pulled out all the stops, and he was able to get the life lead. He stayed in the corner, and then he finally blocked the mix-up. After the restand, he was getting hit by down 1 check a lot from Supergirl. And he ended up blocking it, counter-poking it, using the plus frames on block, and then he got the back 3 afterwards.
Right, which was very, very smart. And I think even though DrGoodBear had really, really good Oki, he could have switched it up a little bit more in the end. I would have liked to see maybe some empty jump lows or just some other options.
That's true. We didn't see that. Yeah.
Because HandySavage, as he showed, was very, very good at adapting to the mix-ups near the end of the set. Didn't fall for anything almost, and took advantage of that.
Well, so Handy is going to stay alive. My dream rematch between him and Ominous is possible.